Hey, how's it going? I'm Sean from New Legend 4x4 here in beautiful Utah. And we're here to talk about some FSR, Freespirit Recreation tents. I've been camping and doing this stuff in our vintage 4x4s for 25 years and kind of graduated through the ranks of from sleeping in the truck by myself to then having a family and ground tenting to evolving that system to its peak and then discovering rooftop tents, and have had a lot of different brands of tents, a lot of different experience. And when I met the folks at Freespirit and saw the quality of their tents, we kind of converted our whole fleet over to FSR, and we're super stoked. So just want to share a couple things about them. First off, the two tents that we have present with us here are in their High Country series, which is a soft-sided tent, which means it folds out. So whatever it is on your trailer or roof rack, it doubles in size when you fold it out. This is the High Country 80, which is roughly the size of a king mattress, just to kind of help you visualize that. And on the Scout is a High Country Tri-Layer Premium 63, which is roughly the size of a queen mattress. Yeah, so they're nice and comfortable. It's kind of on the firm side with the mattress, but we'll just talk through the big top 3 or 4 reasons I really love the FSR team and their products. Number one is just durability. They're like a premium grade tent. They're not cheap. They're not monetarily cheap, but they're also not cheap quality. They're very good quality. You see the thick extruded aluminum. The materials are top grade. The zippers are good quality. So love that quality, and they're gonna last. So we've had this one this is our 2nd year in this tent, and man, it basically still looks new. It's held up great, and this 63 is newer this year. So number one, quality. Number two, ease of setup. If you've ever had any experience with a rooftop tent, it doesn't take long to get very frustrated with the zippers on the covers, especially when it's higher up on a roof rack. It's mind-numbingly frustrating. When you're trying to fight these zippers and they get crossed up and you're just ugh. And then when you unzip it, it flaps over and hangs on the vehicle and just kind of blows in the wind. I never really liked that. So FSR uses a cover that's just clipped on. It's kind of like an elastic band cover that clips with these quality plastic clips. And really, I've never had a clip break. They're good quality. But it's just so easy to take that cover off. And as you can see, I have it stored underneath the truck, but you can kind of fold it up, put it in your vehicle, whatever. But I like that. And number two, the fact that they don't use those springy metal rods. And I've talked about this before and other things, but those metal rods are super annoying because you lose them. You're always fighting them, and everything's more difficult when it's up on your roof rack. The 80's on a adventure trailer, and it's really easy to set up, but when you get up onto the roof rack in some trucks, especially if you have a lift, it just can be a real headache. So quality, no metal rods or zippers on your cover, and then thirdly, it's just the actual. These have the tri-layer system, which is basically an insulation, and the non-tri-layer versus the tri-layer is about a 12-pound difference. So think about that, 12 pounds of actual insulation just in this diamond stitched kind of quilted material. And what it does, it works, man. I've slept in this tent with my family in the 20s degrees, 28, 29 degrees, and I've also slept in it when it's 90 degrees at night and just balmy. And it really does help, especially in sunny conditions. It helps keep it cool when it's hot, and then when it's really cold, it helps keep it warm. Another feature I really like is the open air kind of vibe, and we'll show you when we get inside that you can unzip and really get 360 degree views. And when we're in a place that's as beautiful as this, it's really great to wake up to that scenery. So let's hop inside and we'll talk about some of the features, some of the things I like on the inside, and then we'll check it out. So setup on these things, once you take the cover off, you literally just grab the ladder, fold it out, The only thing that there is to install are these support rods, which super easy to use. You just clip them in like this, put some tension on it, and you're done. And like, these tents do a really good job at like not flapping in the wind, which is super important. It's not something that a lot of people think about, but you think about it when you're trying to sleep in the middle of the night and all you hear is flap, 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 like the material flapping against itself. So I really like that. Another cool feature, and the way that they're attached is nice. I've had these where they're annoying. You have to like take them off and slide them in. It's annoying. But these are just for like your shoes or boots. There's also like tools and instruction manuals in this, but sock, shoes, boots, you want to keep your tent clean. So those are a cool feature. You got your roll-up doors with a screen. What I like about these high country tents, another thing, is you have the screens actually unzip. So if you wanted to, if it's not, but like here in Utah, it's not very buggy. So you could literally just sleep fully open air, not even screens. Or if it's buggy, put the screens up. Or if you want it to be like black as night, it's so dark in these tents, which really helps you sleep. You do have to watch it though, because it's so dark sometimes. It'll be like 10 a.m. and you think it's still 3 in the morning. And inside, let's hop inside. As you can see the quilted material, and even for sound too, it just cuts some of the sound. You have like convenient storage, little pouches. There's a bunch of hooks, so like we hang lighting. We'll talk about in the 63, the integrated LED lighting, which is nice. This 80 does not have that. Again, this is a 2-year-old model. But man, the word of the day on the 80 is space. This thing is huge, but word of the day, space. So great tent, high country 80. If you got a big family, a friend of mine that has a Scout, he has a family of 5, so 3 kids and him and his wife, and they totally sleep up in here. And just a little cool little thing that they do when they're at like a campground with an RV kind of hookup, they just have a big electric blanket, like a king-size electric blanket. And we did a camp out in Nashville in January, and it was like they were just loving it. So it stays nice and it's insulated well, so it's something like a simple electric blanket will heat up really well. Not a big fan of putting like those little buddy heaters in your tent. Don't do that. I don't think that's a smart idea. Oh, another thing I'll talk about that is condensation. Condensation is like a weird thing. Again, you don't really think about when you're sleeping in a tent, but I'm not a scientist, so I don't really understand exactly why it happens. But anyway, little tip, like when we were just camping up in outside of Denver, about 10,000 feet at the Grays Peak trailhead, which is a beautiful little spot. And it was in the like probably low 30s, and we found that we did get a little condensation, but we had it all zipped up tight and it was cozy. But one little thing that we did last night that helped is just leave like the window flaps open just a tiny bit, so you have like a football size opening on both. You get a little bit of cross ventilation, still keep a lot of the warmth in, but and this morning we had 0 condensation inside, and it's really comfortable. So yeah, let's go hop in the 63 and I'll show you some things about that tent. Why, hello. Okay, so we're now in the High Country 63 Premium. Now, as you can see, compared to the 80, they've lightened up the inside color. So now this is like this cool little light gray color. And if you notice, it's got an additional layer in the tri-layer. So it's not a quad layer, but they've just done some upgrades to the newer models. So that is a good thing. Even warmer, even quieter. And again, like as you can see, easy to roll down the screen. There's also this blackout insulated cover, the screen, or just open air, man. I'm so stoked. Beautiful views. There's a couple things you'll see in this one. It has an integrated LED lighting, like a light strip, which is kind of cool. Same storage pouches. But yeah, she's pretty bomb, man. And again, it's hard to appreciate a tent, and that's why you're watching this video probably, until you've owned quite a few, and I think I've had 5 different brands of all soft-sided tents, and these have been my favorite. These will definitely be sticking with me for a long time. They just do a good job, man, of like little just gratuitous hooks and things inside that you can hang things. The mattress is pretty comfortable. It's a little on the firm side. Like my wife, she likes to, we actually have like a Nemo little air mattress. So like she'll use that Nemo air mattress to just just with the lightly inflated, and it's even more plush. I like it kind of firm as is. So, but overall, good stuff. Check them out online. You can go to their website, check out the 63. There's a bunch of spec sheets and all that kind of stuff. But again, 3 people, 63 works great. And most, like the 80, in my opinion, is too big for most. Like if you have a 4Runner Tacoma, most of those kind of vehicles, the 80 is a big boy tent. And it is just long, so it'll take up your whole entire roof rack. I mean, again, if you have a big family, it's worth the sacrifice. If you just have, like, if you're just a couple or a couple with a dog or one kid, the 63 is a nice compromise. It's bigger, and their size structure goes 55, 63, and 80. The 55 being like full size, 63 being like a queen, and the 80 being like a king size. So those will help you think about that. But yeah, cool stuff. Check them out. Thanks for hanging out. Go out and travel and enjoy, man. Go camping.